Hey guys, Nick here with Gear Nut, and Flashlight Z sent this down for review, and I must say, I'm not a real big headlamp guy, but they are super handy to have around. And I must say, if you're going to buy a headlamp, you want to buy a quality one, and this is definitely a quality headlamp. This is not a $9 headlamp that's going to crap out on you, or have bad lumens, or not have the modes you need. This is definitely going to be in the premium line of headlamps. And now, this is not going to be your biggest, bulkiest, highest outputting headlamp. This is going to be small, compact, light, and versatile. And I must say, a headlamp should have all of those: small, lightweight, and versatile, because you don't want to strap a big old battery to your head. And you don't want a lot of heat built up on your head as well. And this headlamp just does it well. It's just fantastic. So, this is the Klarus Titanium H1A. And big shout out and thank you to Flashlight Z for sponsoring this video. Check those links in the description box below and go show them some love. But it comes in this nice little carrying case. You guys can see it's really compact. It keeps your headlamp nice, dirt-free. It keeps it from getting trashed around and stuff getting spilled on your headlamp. The case is cleanable. I just cleaned some grease off of it. I've been working on a pickup truck last couple days, and I'm using this headlamp. Not intentionally, but I have been bumping it into things in the undercarriage of that truck, so it is very durable. But up here in this little compartment, you can store extra batteries, which is really awesome, because you could get probably, I don't know, 4, maybe 5 extra batteries up and top. And you could stand them up in here, shut the case, and have extra batteries. It's just a well-designed case, well-thought-out and designed case. Now, this is going to run on either a AA or it's going to run on a 14500. Now, this is a Klarus branded 14500. It's got a gold post on the top, and it's got nothing on the bottom, just a standard plate. It's got a micro USB charge port up here, and it lights up red when it's charging. It lights up kind of a light blue color when it's finished and good to go. But it's kind of nice to see that. You can also throw these on some of your other battery chargers if you have a very versatile battery charger like me, you know, for all your flashlights. You can throw them on there. Just make sure your charger's rated for them. But this is going to be a 3.7 volt, 2.77 watt hour, 750 milliamp hour, 14500, Klarus branded, as I said. It's pretty cool. And the headlamp, let's get this out and start talking about the headlamp. This thing is freaking sweet. It's got 3 LEDs on the front of here. You can run your main and a secondary at the same time, or you can just run a main, you can just run a secondary, you can run the red. It's really cool. You can either run either one of these, you can't run both, or you can run one of those and this one. So let's talk about this. It's got kind of an optical lens over these 2 secondaries, and it's got a really nice, well-designed optical lens for your main, and it gives you a very usable beam. We'll check this out in the backyard here a little bit later, and we'll show some footage of that, but it's pretty impressive. So, to put your battery in, you just kind of rotate this down, you lift up on this lever, and you hear that pop? It's something's just really nice about that. So you just pop this open. It does kind of ratchet open. And in here you have your positive indicator down at the bottom, so it's real easy to find out which way you want to stick your batteries. Spring, so you can always remember negatives on your spring for this one. Gold plated, really nice touch. It's a premium headlamp, guys. You know, it's definitely not a cheap, budget-friendly light, but you get a lot for what you're paying. So it's got a titanium housing out here, and it's extremely durable. It doesn't get hot. It does dissipate the heat very well, so it doesn't heat up on your forehead and get very uncomfortable. The band here is super soft. It's super stretchy. It's got a nice little silicone bead here, so it really grabs on your skin, and it holds in place. It doesn't rotate on you. You know, that also helps. You know, the material they make these out of wicks away moisture, and this acts as a sweat little barrier line, so if it does run down, it gets into the material and it wicks away. I can vouch for that because this thing has been drenched in sweat from working under vehicles. Now, if you're worried about your stretching or pulling or tugging on this and it changing your adjustment and making it loose. If you snag this on something or anything like that, if a twig gets in there, if you pull on this, it's not going to loosen up. But if you grab these little tabs right here on the jimping, it slides effortlessly. I mean, just that quick. So if you go to put this on, you slip it over your head and it's too loose, you just take your 2 fingers, grab on the back, and just pull, and just like that, it adjusts down very snug, very comfortable, and it's real easy to do. So I really like that. It's pretty freaking awesome. It's IPX6 waterproof, so it's going to be a splash resistant, you know, it's water resistant. Definitely do not submerge it. It's going to keep dust out, it's going to keep some moisture out, but it's not going to be IPX8. So something for you to consider. It is impact resistant a little bit. It's, you know, it's a good quality product, you know, from Klarus. I'm starting to see quite a few of their products, and they are just holding up, and they're getting better and better and better. Absolutely love them. So you have 2 buttons up here. You have your secondary switch, and you have your main. Your main, let's go over that because it's going to start out in the high. And that's really nice because it dims on and dims off. You guys can see. Let me single tap, so cycle through your modes. So dims on, press and hold, turns off. So let's just do the high. No, let's do the low first. So your low on your main lamp is going to be 30 lumens. It's going to run for 10 hours and 24 minutes. Your next mode is going to be medium. That's going to be 100 lumens for 3 hours and 9 minutes. And your high is 550 lumens for 55 minutes. Now that main LED is going to be a Cree XP-L V6 LED. That's pretty cool. Your 2 over here, this is going to be in more of a neutral white. Your secondary right there, that is going to be a Cree XP-E2 R2 LED. Now that is more of a warm tone light. That's more of a neutral white. So you have your cool on your main, you have your neutral white on your secondary, and then you have your red. Now your red is going to be a Cree XP-E2 P2 red LED, and it's really nice to have your red LED on any headlamp, especially if you're going to be out fishing or anything like that, or camping with it. It's definitely a really good option. Instant access to red, push and hold for a couple seconds, it turns on in red, which is really cool. Push and hold, it turns off. If you push down both of these buttons and hold it for about 3 seconds, it's going to put the headlamp into lockout, and it blinks. And if you push any one of these buttons, it's going to rapid fire that little red light to let you know you're in lockout. Click any one of these 3 times real quick, and it's going to blink a couple times to let you know that you're out of lockout. It has a battery meter, so if you do click this 3 times, it's going to blink, you know, 1, 2, or 3. So 3 is going to be, you know, almost a full battery, 2 is going to be about halfway, and 1 is going to be, hey, you might want to change your cell. So it's nice to have that. It's really a cool feature. Your secondary, when it turns on in low, this is more of a neutral white. I use this all the time. I'm partially colorblind, and it's easier for me to see some colors with this neutral than it is for a cool white. I tend to lean towards a neutral white light now more than I used to when I first got into flashlights. So that's probably something you're going to be noticing on my channel. Don't get me wrong, I still like the cool whites, and they have some super bright, awesome power, but the neutral white lights are a little more favorable for me anyways. You're going to have your low on this is going to be 10 lumens. It's going to run for 12 hours and 42 minutes. Tap it again, it's going to take you up into high, and it really disperses the light and gives you a very beautiful flood. Now this is going to be 50 lumens for 2 hours and 49 minutes. Now the numbers on these are going to be variable between a 14500 and a AA battery. So, but you also have the ability to run, you know, a rechargeable AA or a disposable AA in here if you need to. But I would recommend running that 14500. You get more power out of it. You get just so much more with that 14500. So, Klarus, you did a fantastic job with this titanium H1A. The housing is very durable. It's bead blasted, and it doesn't show scrapes and scuffs. I was underneath a pickup I'm working on, and I was bashing this thing into all sorts of stuff, and I wasn't doing it intentionally. It just I was in some really confined spaces, and the titanium housing is definitely durable, and it's really awesome. I'm really glad to see headlamps getting this much thought put into them. So this does have ITS technology. You know, if you do run this sucker on 500 lumens, it will warm up, but it does not get hot. You're not going to notice that heat in your forehead. It's not going to give you a headache or anything like that. It's just a really awesome little headlamp. So for who would I recommend this for? Yeah, I mean, it's really not budget friendly. It's pretty pricey because it's more of a premium headlamp. You know, this is going to be for, you know, an outdoors enthusiast, a hunterman or fisherman, or someone that likes to camp, or it's going to be for a runner. This would make a great running headlamp because it's so freaking light and it's really versatile. You have a bunch of different modes and it would adapt to a bunch of different situations. The multi-fuel, you know, if you can't have a lithium-ion battery because of temperatures, you could rock a rechargeable or a disposable AA in this and still get plenty of versatility out of it and plenty of runtime. So that's really cool. So I would say that this is definitely not for everybody, but it is something that I think a lot of people would enjoy and they should find out about. So Nick here with GearNut. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Stay tuned. We'll take this out in the backyard and we'll shine it around, give you an idea what the light output looks like and what the night shots are going to look like. Take into account it's through a camera, so it's not going to be as impressive as it is in person. So big shout out and thank you to Flashlight Z for sponsoring this video. If you guys want to show them some love, go down in the description box below, click those links, use those, and help support my channel by helping out Flashlight Z. So that's what I got. Hope you enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for the backyard footage. I'll check you guys later. Alright guys, so we're out in the backyard with the Klarus Titanium H1A, and this thing runs off a AA or a 14500 if I'm not mistaken. This is in its turbo mode. So let's cycle down. I believe this is the low. Low is more than enough for you to navigate around. If you are caught out working on a vehicle or something like that, you guys can see, you know, there's definitely more than enough light in low in a dark situation. You guys can see my zip ties. Redoing the front of this little Dodge Dakota. There's medium and there's high. So let's turn that off, push and hold, fades out, really beautiful. And this is going to be low on your secondary, so this is going to be the neutral white style light. I absolutely love it. Gives you a very good color rendering. And tap it again. This is going to be your high on your little secondary, and that's more than enough light for you guys to take and get a good view of what's going on here. Sorry about the zip tie job. I'm waiting for some parts to come in, and I just didn't want that lower ball joint to get distressed, but looks like I'm gonna have to replace it anyways. So let's see what the red looks like. Whoa, check that out. So this little Klarus Titanium H1A is freaking sweet. The best part is you can still have your red on and you can kick on the other light. And let's cycle it down a little bit. So you can actually run both of those little modes. Really cool. So I don't know why you would need to do that, but I still think it's pretty cool. So for that turbo, I guess I'm going to call it a turbo, but yeah, it definitely has more than enough light for you to go around in the backyard, get your Explorer on. Really great headlamp, really liking it a lot. So big thank you to Flashlight Z for sending this down for us to check out. I would highly recommend it. It's a great work light. It's a great jogging light. It's really lightweight. It's a great outdoor light. So that's what I got. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will check you guys later.